We got back together. I don't think he ever thought again it would lead to film and doc and all that kind of stuff, but he embraced it as well.
Ben says he agreed to take part in The Greatest Love Story Never Told because he thought it was an interesting examination, but says people read way too much into this moment.
Getting back together, I said, listen, one of the things I don't want is a relationship on social media. It's sort of like, you're gonna marry a boat captain and you go, well, I don't like the water.
Now, of course, this isn't the first time Ben's words have come back to haunt him.
I want to thank my wife. I want to thank you for working on our marriage. It is work, but it's the best kind of work. What would you have called it in a speech?
A gift. Our marriage is a gift.
Ben, who says he's 5 years sober, calls Jennifer Garner wonderful and a really good co-parent and partner.
Hollywood's most emotionally tangled love triangle has just reignited in the most dramatic way possible. Beneath the red carpet, smiles, and Instagram-perfect outings lies a complex web of unresolved feelings, public scrutiny, and romantic tension involving Jennifer Garner, Ben Affleck, and Garner's longtime boyfriend, businessman John Miller. What at first appeared to be a mature co-parenting dynamic is beginning to look more like a slow-burn reboot of one of Hollywood's most beloved and complicated former power couples. On the surface, everything looks peachy. Jennifer Garner has been glowing on recent public outings with her kids and ex-husband Ben Affleck, often looking like the embodiment of effortless grace. But insiders suggest the reality behind closed doors is more layered and increasingly tense. According to sources close to the situation, Garner's boyfriend John Miller is quietly struggling with how cozy things have become between her and Ben. What began as healthy co-parenting has evolved into something more frequent, more intimate, and more public, raising uncomfortable questions for everyone involved. Let's start with the facts. Garner and Affleck have always prioritized their 3 children, maintaining a united front even after their divorce. But lately, their public appearances have taken on a noticeably different tone. Whether it's catching a Red Sox game together, strolling through parks with their kids, or sharing quiet side conversations caught by the paparazzi, the optics are stirring up speculation. And John Miller, who has been in an on-again, off-again relationship with Garner for over 7 years, is reportedly feeling more like a third wheel than a partner. Insiders close to the couple say that John is experiencing what they call low-key jealousy. This isn't about one-off lunches or the occasional school event. It's about the consistency, the visibility, and the emotional weight of the time Jen and Ben spend together. One source bluntly stated, "He feels like he's in a relationship with someone who still hasn't fully closed the chapter with her ex-husband. And things only get murkier from here." The whispers in Tinseltown suggest John isn't just battling Ben Affleck's physical presence. He's up against a legacy. Ben and Jen were married for over a decade. They weathered scandal, rehab stints, and the pressures of being a Hollywood A-list couple. That kind of history isn't easy to compete with, even for someone as accomplished and seemingly grounded as John Miller. To complicate matters even more, Jennifer Lopez, the other Jennifer in this saga, is also rumored to be watching the situation with raised eyebrows. Despite projecting an image of single-woman success with yacht trips and social media glam shots, sources close to her claim she's deeply irritated by Ben's ongoing emotional reliance on Garner. After all, Lopez and Affleck's marriage ended less than a year ago, and she allegedly suspects that Affleck's reconnection with Garner may have been simmering beneath the surface long before the divorce papers were signed. One insider noted that Lopez doesn't love how Ben seems more grounded and emotionally stable around Garner, especially when, during their own marriage, she was the one constantly picking up the pieces. While Lopez is putting on a brave face for the cameras, sources say behind the scenes, she feels like Garner is reaping the emotional version of a cleaned-up Ben that she helped rebuild. Meanwhile, John Miller is stuck trying to navigate the emotional minefield of dating a woman who shares not just a past, but a very active present with one of Hollywood's most recognizable leading men. Sources close to Miller insist he's been patient. He's attended holidays with Garner's family, including Thanksgiving with Ben, and that he understands her need to prioritize her children. But the growing number of headlines and the sentimental energy in those public appearances have started to test his boundaries. A source told People that John is mature, patient, and supportive, painting the picture of a man who's accepted his role in a modern family dynamic. But other reports suggest a far more complex emotional reality. According to these sources, John is quietly questioning where the lines are drawn. How many family holidays does Ben get invited to before it stops being co-parenting and starts feeling like emotional overlap? And let's not ignore the very real possibility that what we're witnessing is the soft launch of a Ben and Jen 2.0 reboot. With no royal protocols to follow, no more appearances to maintain with J.Lo, and a deep familial history, Affleck seems to have re-entered Garner's daily life with a comfort that borders on domestic intimacy. Sources claim he feels most himself when he's around Garner, a sense of groundedness that's been notably missing during some of his more public paparazzi-fueled relationships. At the same time, some believe John Miller is fighting an uphill battle. While one camp insists Garner and Miller are stronger than ever, others note that the lines between co-parenting and rekindling are becoming increasingly blurred. One source even pointed out that Ben has been present at both Thanksgiving and Christmas with Jen's family in the last year. For many, that level of involvement suggests far more than just friendly exes. It's a complicated equation. John Miller brings stability, consistency, and a low-key lifestyle that Garner has openly embraced. But Ben Affleck brings shared memories, emotional history, and a connection forged in the fire of public scrutiny. Choosing between the two isn't just about romance. It's about identity, comfort, and future vision. And from the outside, it's unclear whether Garner is leaning more toward nostalgia or forward motion. What's undeniable is that Affleck himself is reportedly reevaluating his own romantic path. Following his split from Lopez, sources say he's no longer chasing the spotlight. Instead, he's looking for something deeper: emotional stability, sobriety support, and a relationship that feels genuine rather than performative. One insider claimed he's now focused on finding someone who can offer peace, not pressure. That kind of talk has only fueled speculation that his deepening closeness with Garner might be more than parental bonding. It could be the start of something new, built on something old. Of course, in Hollywood, narrative is everything. Some media outlets are presenting this as a feel-good modern family tale, a picture of evolved relationships and mature love. But others are asking harder questions. Is Garner emotionally drifting back toward a man she never truly stopped loving? Is John Miller unknowingly or knowingly waiting in the wings for a relationship that might be slipping away? And is Ben Affleck gearing up for a comeback, not just in his career, but in his personal life with Garner by his side? Only time will reveal the truth, but one thing is certain. This love triangle is far from resolved. It's messy, layered, and deeply human. Exactly the kind of drama that keeps Hollywood watching with bated breath. So what's your take on the evolving saga of Jen, Ben, and John? Are we watching the reboot of the decade? Or is this just co-parenting under a very bright spotlight? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to check out our latest deep dives into Hollywood's biggest celebrity relationships.